Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Pregame from the Pond, Madison Mallard Pregame Show. Derek Brizendine alongside Alec Dopp. And Alec, we're coming down to the end of the first half here, and what an ending it's going to be.
Yeah, everything's tightened up in the South Division. I mean, the Mallards are on a roll. The Green Bay Bullfrogs are also on a roll. Lacrosse we got coming up here too, and obviously the Kenosha Kingfish. Even though they have a bit of a slide going right now, they have played great ball all season long so far. So it's going to be a tight one to see how this kind of figures out, how it all puzzles out into the end of the season here, end of the first half.
And the Mallards last night dropping a tough one there in Kenosha. That was a golden opportunity to come back to the Duck Pond, tied for first. Couldn't quite get it done, but tonight's another big matchup.
Oh, definitely. Last night, I think a lot of it had to do with just some miscues on the bases and an inability to kind of, limit what they were doing the other team was doing on the base paths. And I think that the Mallards just coming home, they're gonna be able to feed off the energy. We're gonna have a great crowd again, 6,000 plus. We always average here, so big game, a lot of implications on the line here, and I think they're gonna put together something that will be inspirational tonight, and we'll see.
It's always weird for those guys. You've kind of heard them talk about it, and you've heard Chris Oldak with ESPN Madison talk about it, but just what the crowd does to you when you're playing. You go from being on the road to, 3,000 fans maybe being the max of what you see, to coming back to the Duck Pond where there's 6,000 plus roaring.
Oh, definitely. It's like night and day. I mean, baseball is anything. You can't be it's not a sport where you can get pumped up and it helps you in any way. You got to be calm and collected, but definitely I think that having the 6,000 plus fans is something that these guys feed off of, and I think it's honestly a big reason why they're so effective here. I mean, and why they've gotten on this roll of late. So,
and they're really going to have to channel that tonight there with Bauer on the mound. Bauer, very strong pitcher. He's already, I think you told me earlier, he's already faced the Kingfish a couple times here this season. So what's going to be key for him to, bring that gap of 2 games back down to 1?
The big thing with Matt, and he's an MLB prospect, by the way, big left-handed pitcher, 6'5" from Washington State. The big thing for him, this season has been the ability to throw strikes. I mean, he's had a couple rough outings, but his season strike rate is actually 66%, which is about the MLB average, but that's encouraging, especially in the Northwoods League. He's got a dominant slider to his game, and I think that's a big swing and miss pitch for him too. And I think he has the stuff and the ability to kind of adjust his game plan. I mean, he already knows Kenosha, having faced them twice, so I think he knows what he needs to do, and that's fill the strike zone, and he's showed that all season long, really. I mean,
and he's going to have to be on because that pitching staff there for Kenosha showed it again last night with Serio on the mound. Last time he was here at the Pond, we roughed him up, got the best of him, but last night he came back out and just continued to do what that Kenosha pitching staff has done all season long and just be dominant.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's a huge recipe to their success is him on the mound, Serio from UW Parkside. 9 strikeouts and 7 shutout frames. I mean, what else can you ask from the guy? The Mallards managed just two hits off him last night, and that's a big reason why they were unable to kind of figure things out early. We had kind of a comeback there brewing, I guess you could say, in the top of the 9th, but Serio really just set them up for success, and we're lucky that we don't have to face him again tonight. But we'll see. And
tonight, Mallards bringing back a guy that we saw earlier in the season, in Tyler Froworth, gets to come back to the Pond tonight to pitch. What's his arm mean to that bullpen?
Oh, anything. He's got a great ability to command the strike zone. I think his strikeout to walk ratio with Minnesota State this spring was somewhere near 3-1. So he's very effective in that respect. He's got that funky arm angle down low from the right-handed side of the mound. But making last night his first appearance back with the Mallards, he allowed a run. What are you gonna do? He's got to kick the rust off, I guess you could say. So I think bullpen depth is going to be huge for this team moving forward, and Froworth is definitely going to contribute down the line here.
It's going to be a big weekend here at the Duck Pond. You got Kenosha tonight, couple games with Rapids, and by the way, last time Rapids was here, Demetrius Sims made a catch that can only be described as incredible. Made number 3 on SportsCenter Top 10, and with Rapids losing him for the year, that's a big loss. But just wanted to bring that up because that was such a great play.
Oh, definitely. I've never seen anything like that before. To be able to adjust physically in the air, and just the whole thing about it was pretty unbelievable. So.
And then we're gonna finish up the first half of the first half here of the season with a doubleheader at La Crosse, and the implications of that could be huge.
Oh, definitely. And we mentioned how close this division is right now. I think the top 4 teams are all within 2 games of each other. So tonight, the Mallards could pull within 1 game of Kenosha for the division lead. They had the chance to capture the division lead last night. Didn't happen, but Green Bay is right there, La Crosse is right there, Lakeshore is right there, and another team we saw, very good, well-rounded club earlier in the season. This is where you put your money where your mouth is, I guess you could say, and the Mallards talked a big game. They're very confident as a group, and it's going to be exciting to watch.
This is definitely going to separate the men from the boys here, because, you've still got that second half where you can still make the playoffs, but to have it captured in the first half, that's a huge boost for any team.
Definitely. And I think you can't take anything for granted, honestly, because if you have a chance to clinch a playoff spot, you want to do that as soon as possible. And that's something that Donnie Scott, you want to be aggressive. He preaches that every single day to the pitchers, to the hitters, and I think that really sense of urgency, you could kind of say, is it's something he's not going to let off of tonight. I mean, they have a chance to take the South Division, obviously very talented. And I think they're going to try as best they can to get that playoff spot locked down.
And just going to be a big weekend here in Madison. We got South Division race here at home, 3 games. We have Shake the Lake tomorrow night. Hopefully you can make it out to both the Pond and Shake the Lake. Going to be both great events, great atmospheres.
Oh, definitely. Shake the Lake has got to be one of our, if not the biggest event the Mallards put on.
Bring your family, friends, and your best oohs and ahs to Festival Foods Shake the Lake this Saturday on John Nolan Drive beginning at 5 p.m. Live music on the Madison.com stage features Shovels and Rope and Charles Bradley. Food, live entertainment, Goldstein and Associates Kids Zone, Human Cannonball, and Festival Foods Fireworks at 10 p.m. Admission is free. For details, visit shakethelake.org. Sponsored by Bud Light, Wisconsin Brewing Company's inaugural red, and in part by Midwest Family Marketing. Produced by the Madison Mallards.
Going to be a great weekend here. We hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.